can see what I'm doing or anything. But I wanted to show y'all a few things that I got my mama's crystals. My mama used to love crystals. So I got those and I wanted to show them to y'all. I was thinking about taking the necklaces apart and making some ornaments, Victorian covers, because nobody I know wears necklaces much anymore. And all my mama loved crystals, so all her crystals were something she really loved. So I thought I'd come on and show you what I have. Um, a lot of the necklaces she made herself from crystals that we bought for her, and part of them were crystals that um, she found and picked up at different places. My mother she just loved crystals. I wish I had some pretty background. These are kind of a flat crystal. I don't know if y'all can see these or not, but I need to clean them. They're kind of been hanging in her jewelry box for a long time now. She used to wear a different crystal necklace to church every Sunday. And she wanted one that she could wear like to weddings and all that kind of stuff. She wanted something a little fancy. So anyway, here's here's the necklace I made for her, and it's made of crystals and pearls. There's some small flat pearls, flat crystals, some oblong crystals, and some small pearls and some large pearls in this necklace and everything. Uh, that's one of these few that I've got. So, hi Janet, how are you doing? And this is one, and I have one that I keep in my jewelry box that making Victorian ornament covers with these and sharing them out with the ladies of my family because they all like ornaments. So I was thinking about making covers for ornaments with them. Mother had some really beautiful crystals. She loved them, and see these little peach colored crystals I bought in St. Augustine, Florida for her. And I bought her the little separators so that the crystals wouldn't bump together, and because crystals will scratch and clack together and everything. Like I said, this is the uh, necklace I made for her. Hi, Beth. And like I said, she wanted something fancy to wear to a wedding or something, and so I made her this one. I went yesterday, and my brother gave them all to me, and he said nobody wants them, but we want you. Now this here is a necklace that my mom made, and I went and bought her the little different color crystals, bicones in St. Augustine, Florida. Here, and my mom took crystals that she had existing, and she made that necklace, and she put a gold chain on it. So this is one that she made, and I was just working on some crystals. Yeah, I know you love them. That's the reason why I was thinking about making an ornament cover out of some of them and sharing them because nobody from her. The rose I inherited passed away. Um, so Janet, that's my daughter. Her name is Crystal. So of course my mother loved crystals. My mother named her. So that is, and here are the bicone crystals. They start from little bitty, and this is another necklace that my mother actually made out of crystals that she got. And this one here is a different, it's kind of an oval shaped bead crystal. And these are all crystals. And then I got her the little separators, the crystal separators, and these are on a chain and everything. And I think this is actually one that I made for her because I put it on the chain and everything. And I think I made this one actually because my mother didn't fool much with chains. She did more with monofilament. So I put it on a silver chain and everything for her. So this one I made for my mom. And this one I made for my mom. Okay. So these two I made. My mother, I know, made this one because I bought her the beads. Remember when we went to uh, the the store down in the old fort down there where the old fort was, the old St. Augustine. We went to school and we graduated. You know. Anyway, um, these are the crystals that I bought for Mama, and these ones right here. I know she made this necklace because of these crystals because I bought these. So the other necklaces, these are smoky crystals, and then there's these are smoky crystals. These are smoky bicone crystals. So um, and y'all saw my rose necklace that I got from my mom, right? I inherited this when she passed away too. The gold necklace and the rose. It's a tricolor pendant. It's got the yellow gold, the white gold, and the rose gold. So yes, I miss being able to go there. Beth actually lives close to there, Crystal. Beth actually lives close to there. So what do you think? If I take them apart and make ornament covers out of them, do you think anybody would want an ornament cover? That I figured. Um, these are all representative of my mother's grandchildren. I haven't cleaned anything up. These are all silver, and as you can see, they kind of look dingy and everything because she didn't clean them. But she bought all these little charms, and each one of them represents one of her grandchildren. The girls are the triangle, look like they got on a dress. Let me turn it over so you can see it. This one happens to be my daughter's uh, birthstone here. Um, then, of course, she had two grandchildren that passed away, which one was April, which was Kevin, and the other one on the other side is Johnny, and he was born in December. And so they each one represents a different grandchild, not great grandchildren, not great great grandchildren, just her grandchildren, not even her children. Okay, so it's okay, Susan. That's fine. So I was thinking that I would check with the children and see the grandchildren that these represent and see if they want their birthstone child off of here. If they don't, I'll just take them and hang them up and somewhere and let them look pretty somewhere, you know. But I was thinking about it anyway. Um, I asked if anybody wanted anything else, and I think Christy took one strand of crystals and a rose pin. Your doll. Do you want your doll off of here? Your little girl off of here? I mean, it would be something. I mean, Christy may want Johnny's angel to go with her little doll on here, but I don't know about Kevin's, Joey's, or Tim's because they don't ever talk to me. So I'm not sure what to do about them yet. But if they don't, I mean, there are all different colors. Like right here is um, a December birthstone for Joey, of course, and then Crystal's birthstone, and then there's a June birthstone, and there's even that's a May or and all that, and just different ones that were born in the different months, and uh, so that's them that I got, and shark's teeth. My brother wrapped each shark's tooth. These came off the beach in St. Augustine, Florida, and my mother had a continuous growing charm teeth necklace of shark's teeth that she picked up on that beach. And there's one beach down there in St. Augustine, and I can't tell you the name of it, but you can find shark's teeth all over. So, oh yeah, I understand. We're expecting a real bad thunderstorm too, so I'm not sure how long I'll be on either. So these are all real shark's teeth that my mother picked up on the beach, and my brother wrapped each one. So I was thinking about seeing if the girls might want a necklace and earrings made with the shark's teeth. So, but my mom picked these up. So, what is VALLONN? Volano? I don't know. I'd have to ask your Uncle Billy. I would. I'd have to ask your Uncle Billy what beach it was that we went to. But I don't remember. I know there was several beaches that we went to down there, but there's only one that you could pick up shark's teeth and such and sit down there in the shells because they stirred them up all the time. Not sure why, but that's how it was. Lord only knows why she has a light bulb in her jewelry box. Probably to keep the kids away from it because kids didn't mess with her jewelry box. And she always had a child that was giving her something. So here's a set of beads that a couple of children gave my mother, and she didn't get rid of them. She put them in her jewelry box and made them feel proud, you know, because they're. Yeah, you do have to wear shoes there. I mean, you don't have to, but you could get bit for sure by a shark. And I got these little gold chains I need to clean. She took her gold chains and should take the ends off of them to put on her um, crystal chains. Should just buy a chain and all that. And then there was her cross that somebody gave her uh, for the March birthday in there. But there was the March cross with the diamonds all around it with the March birthstone in it. I don't know who would have given her that. Hint, hint. And then she had this hand carved wooden piece. It's what do you call that? Um, it's that lightweight. She even has a ring sizer. See that ring sizer? She used to wear it before she got a ring size because they were too big on her. She used to wear that on a ring to keep it from falling off. And this one is a cameo, um, Avon cameo that my sister Marynell gave her. Hi, Tanya. It's good to see you again. I enjoyed your show today. But this is one that my sister Marynell gave her before she passed away when she sold Avon. And I have a lot of this little stuff, and I just really don't want to just let it hang there. You know, I don't know. I just don't want it to just hang there. I would like for somebody to enjoy it, you know? And I mean, I may keep a couple of the necklaces, like, you know, unless my daughter wants the one I made, I may keep it. One of the two that I made. I made this one too. I made this necklace and this necklace here because she wanted something fancy to wear to weddings and such. So, and that's the only time. Um, are you going? You're leaving now, Crystal? Okay. Well, call me and let me know if you see any of them that you'd like to have. Okay, baby. I love you. Good night. Picture that I know only one person in it, and that's Grandma Neely, and that was my mother's great grandmother. So I only know that person, so I'm assuming that somewhere along the line, my aunt still alive, like my aunt Neely or something, will know who they are, and she'll be able to tell me. Cause back in the day, nobody wrote names on them. So then I got to put this one back together. It has a really pretty rose that goes in it. Thank you, Barbara. These were my mother's. Went over yesterday and I ended up with my mother's jewelry box. Trying to figure out what I want. And of course, my mother was born in November, so that was her charm for November. So I'll probably put that on a journal that I dedicate to my mom. Okay, Barbara, you and had a homemade butterfly pin that one of the kids probably made for her, but it's made out of, I don't know if you can tell it or not, but see, that's the little antenna and where it's wrapped around the body is made of speaker wire. Welcome back, Susan. Thank you. And it's made out of like wire, and it's wrapped with a pantyhose and dotted with some glitter glue, and you can see that it's got a safety pin on it. People don't make things like that anymore, do they? So I thought that that would be real cute on a page or something like that. And I'm not sure about what that's supposed to be. A zipper pull, I guess, or a tie clip, or I don't know, maybe. But that would sure enough. If I was a man, that looks like it's supposed to be like on a cuff link or something. If I was a man, though, that would kind of irritate me dangling like that from. But I don't know. Ladies wear bracelets and it don't really bother them, does it? So anyway, that's one of them. Never seen one like that. Anyway, and this is another. This is an amethyst bead, and it came off of a necklace that I made for her, but and I don't know where it went to. And of course, arrowhead. That this is. I think it is supposed to be some kind of a maybe a dragonfly or something pendant. And of course, everybody's got to have a pig, right? Everybody needs a crystal pig. So, and I gotta see. Let's see. Thank you, Janet. I appreciate it. Yes, thumbs are appreciated here. Um, Here's a single necklace that my brother did the wire wrapping around these teeth. And here's a single necklace that he made. And that was my birthstone, but it came out of something that she had. She just hangs on. She hung on to everything. She did. And she did like cameos for sure. I pulled off the thing. I need to get me some glue and glue those back in. And then there's this little thing right here. Let me see if I can get where y'all can see it. And it turns and it looks like an angel on one side to me. And I guess it was supposed to be the Mother Mary or something on the other side. It's really old. I don't know where she got it. She got it out of things, something. And there's a different kind of cameo that she had. And of course, she had a few beads and a button in a little bag, and a weird looking little. It's a FEC Employees Federal Credit Union. It's a check keychain. It's a check keychain from because my stepfather, he was an engineer for FEC. FEC was a freight line here. And that's another pendant that she had. So I'm going to use a lot of this stuff in my jewelry, just to have dangles to remind me of my mama. Of course, a sweater clip that you don't ever see these anymore hardly. Um, this is her sweater clip that whenever, you know how you want to decorate a sweater, and you clip it to each side of your sweater and let the chain kind of dangle. Hi, Julie. Yes, much journal jewelry because I don't know. I just don't want it to lay around in a jewelry box and tarnish. I just don't see it being. I don't know. I don't wear much jewelry, so this would be something that would be um, later on. Now this little beauty right here. I don't know if y'all can see her or not, but that was my daughter, Critter M, that left here. That was my daughter when she was 18 months old. And like I said, my mother loved all kinds of crystals. She had a crystal heart necklace. And not sure what kind of, not sure what kind of star that's supposed to be. Looks like it says fatal on it to me. Anyway, but I thought that was real pretty. It used to be a pin. My mother had a pin for every outfit of clothes that she had, and a locket. Had my sister-in-law's picture in it. And this is another little gold chain that I need to clean it up and get a um make it up for my little grandchild, my little granddaughter, when she gets old enough to take care of it. And there's a, what do you call them kind of bracelets where you got rings onto rings onto rings? Chainmail, is that it? That's a chainmail bracelet. My mother had a little bit of everything, I think. So, anyway, I guess I could put all these things back, couldn't I? So, what would y'all do if y'all had all these little crystal beads and everything. What would y'all do with them? They were my mother's crystal jewelry. I said that's a hand carved piece of, it's a teak wood. It's really light. It's a hand carved rose. Welcome back, Barbara. So like I said, I made this one. Very often. She didn't go to many weddings, and I made this one. She wanted just a couple of fancy ones. The other ones she just wanted just kind of plain to just wear to church, just to something to decorate her outfits up for church and everything. And these are both smoky crystals here. Okay, Tanya, have a good evening. Thank you for coming. So anyway, this is where I'm at. I'm at a standstill on whether I want to take these apart. I think I'm going to give this one back to my oldest granddaughter because this was my oldest granddaughter's necklace, and she gave it to my mother when she was about 3 or 4 years old. Um, she gave it to my mother, so my oldest granddaughter may want this one back. I'll clean it up and ask her if she wants it back because she might want it back. She might not. She may want it to give to her daughter. I don't know. But that's where I'm at with these. I'm at a dilemma whether I should take them apart and uh, everything because nobody really nobody really wanted them. I mean, they wanted me to have them, I guess, but I don't want them just like here in a jewelry box. So I'm gonna I'm going to um, think about taking them apart, and sorry about that. I'm going to think about taking them apart and making some um, ornaments, ornament covers with them. You know, just so that each one of the ladies maybe could have an ornament cover because it's not about, you don't have to hang them on the Christmas tree if you don't want to. Um, you can just get a ornament hanger and just hang them, right? Um, kind of like this one that I'm working on here. It's not about, you don't really have to hang them on a tree. You could hang them on that and set them up in a cabinet or something. It'd be something that belonged to my mom that they may enjoy. Thank you. Yeah, you talking about my ornament? I haven't finished it yet. I'm almost done. I've got 8 more of these little angels to put on it, and then I'll be done. And then I'll finish it off, and I'll do something with it. I'll probably give it away because that's what I usually do with them. I usually give them away. Anyway, I bought me a jewelry box, and it's probably how I ended up with all the jewelry back to me. Is because, well, I had 2 sisters, and they're both passed on now. Um, one of them passed away in a house fire. The other one passed away of cancer. Um, so it was only me and my brother, and my brother really is not into jewelry at all or beads or anything. So, and I'm sure that someone like my daughter would have said, "May give them to me," but being her daughter, I guess that's why they figured that I needed to hang on to them. But anyway, that's where I'm at with them. Okay, so I'm working on some angels here. No, not yet, honey, but I will if you want me to. I will do that. They're not hard to do, Susan. Um, I will do a tutorial on it, but see, I've got little bitty crystals in between here. I don't know if you can tell that, but I'm using the uh, clear beads with little crystals in between. And they're actually called spacers, but they're small crystals also. And then I'm doing the dangles like this. I'm coming down with a low drop. Then I'm doing 11 down the angel and 3 down and another crystal bead at the end, and then coming back through all of it and going back to the next angel. So that's how I'm doing that one. I'm fixing to start making my ornament covers because I make them and give them. So I'm fixing to start doing them again. So I will do that. I'll post it. That obviously you'll want to see how I begin it and how I end it. I know you will. See that, but it's basically netting is all it is. Let me take this one off and show you what I'm talking about. Um, Let me move this stuff out of the way. And I'll show you what I'm talking about. It's just netting. Do you know how to do netting, beaded netting? If you don't, it's really simple. This is not a hard one to work on at all. As you can see, I've got it all miscombobulated. So, but it's just basically netting. See, and it just goes around and around, and each time you go, oops, come here. See? Anyway, I need something to lay this on so y'all can see it better, don't I? I don't know if y'all can see it with this or not. Let's see. Maybe. Can y'all see that better? I'm sorry, Barbara. Are you getting better? And see, when I'm working on it, see, I don't know if y'all can see it or not, but you see that like little shiny piece that goes straight across? Right there? That's actually my needle. It's actually my needle right there. I stick it down into my ornament whenever I'm whenever I'm not working on it. But these little beads here, these are ones that I can't use. Okay, so I just stick them down into that little clear ornament, and they're out of my way. And then whenever I decide that I'm going to do some the I guess you call it the glue and you take some white glue that dries clear, of course, and you mix these little beads in it, and when it dries clear, you take and you put it on. Hey, Carol, it's good to see you. Um, you take it and put it on something, and when it dries, you've got a beaded finish on it. And I can't remember exactly what it's called and everything, and I'm gonna have to redo all this because I done miscombobulated it real good, hadn't I? There we go. Now, like I said, it's just a beaded netting, and if you can do a beaded netting, that's what this is. But I will be glad to show y'all how I do it. It's not hard. I learned it from another lady on YouTube, and I can't think of her right now. Her name, and I'll look it up because and that's basically what it is. And you just it starts out with, of course, you got to measure it by your ornament. You got to measure it by your ornament. And let me see if I can see that right there. That's my needle, and so I'll leave it in there until I get ready to use it because if I don't, it'll be all messed up and everything. And so there's that. But I started working on her. This is an angel, and it's just a piece of cardstock, and I don't really like working with the cardstock with it. And you're supposed to put lace around the bottom of it, but I didn't do that. I wanted to see what it would look like. And my mother had these. These are cedar balls for your closet. Okay, on this one, Susan, this one here, this is an 11O seed bead. The small bead is an 11O, and I think this one's going to be like a 4 millimeter bead here. Okay. Um, but that's that. I just go by what I want to put in it on that. But I always use the 11O seed beads or 15O seed bead. I don't want anything smaller than a 15O or larger than 11O for the small beads here, because basically people that use real trees and they want to hang these on their trees, they will get really heavy because I only use glass or crystal beads in them. So, like I said, I only use glass or crystal in my beading because I want it to hold up. I want it to last, and I'm careful about what kind of. Uh, I've tried to use silk doing this. Silk thread doesn't work. It frays, so I use Fireline. Fireline is the best thing I've found for these because these are glass and crystal beads. And guess what glass and crystal will do to thread? Yep, you're right. It's like using a pair of scissors on it. It will cut right through. Okay, that's okay. You can make it all colors if you want to. You can make it as many colors as you want. This is just one that I started making for, I was going to sell it. I was going to donate it to be sold for helping someone out, but they decided not to do the sale. So I didn't finish it yet. I should have already finished it, but I haven't. Um, had too many things going at once, I guess. Um, so just, but like I said, I use Fireline. It doesn't knot all. It doesn't knot up as much as the other lines does. Like you can use monofilament, but monofilament or fishing line, it kinks up too much. You can only use short strips of it at a time, and it takes forever to do it that way. So anyway, but what I do, and then another thing you got to do is you tie it off, and I haven't done this yet because I haven't showed how to do that yet to tie it off. But I have tied this together. You see this one piece that's sticking out here. Okay, I had to tie it off there. I left my tail there, and I'm going to melt that tail. But you got to be careful how you melt it. And see, I've got to pull this on through like that. Can you see that piece right there? I got to pull that, and I've got to melt that tail and melt that tail because that tail come back through this way. So I've got to melt it back again. So I got to melt that back again and melt that down, and by melting it, it makes a little knob on the end of it. I don't know if you can see that. How I melted it. Oh, come on now, focus, focus. It ain't liking me. So anyway, can you see it there? See how the end of it's a little flared out? Well, that's because I melted the very end of it. I haven't melted it all yet. Okay, so that's why I like Fireline. It's because these beads do not cut it as much. Now this Fireline was clear, but as you can see, running the beads down through it, it has took some of the shine off of it. So so that's what would happen. And if you use, like I said, I tried using silk thread. You know how strong silk thread is, but these beads will cut right through it, and before you can get it done, um, you're changing out the thread. Plus, Plus, the silk likes to knot up really bad, and that's good for jewelry making, but it is not good for beading and net beading. Some people can do it. I can't get it to work right for me. So I go back to the fire line, and you can make several of these with a spool of it. The cheapest I found is on Amazon for the big roll of it. Um, but like I said, I use Fireline, and I've got my beading stuff over here behind me, stacked up and all this stuff. Because right now we're working on getting this other room cleaned out and putting a new floor in it and everything. And so I've kind of got a lot of stuff packed up. So yeah, but I use 11 seed beads for the small ones. Now these I can use any size I want. I can use them anywhere from this 4 millimeter size. I can even use another 11 seed bead. You don't have to have all the same color. This was just what I was doing because I found the silver angels, and this one was I had named it When Angels Sing, and that was the name of this piece. And I usually name it. So if you see a title on there, I did do some of this on mine on YouTube, but I'll have to go back and I'll probably have to rename it because back when I did this, I wasn't sure how to do a title, how to add friends, how to do this, and I'm still not sure. I'm still not sure how to do it. Um, this is a really huge ornament. It's really big. I don't usually use this side. It's about a size smaller than what I usually use on these because I just don't like them to be this big. Yeah, that's true, and it's not as easy you would think to lose the pattern. Honestly, it's not as easy as you would think. Okay. I thought, well, I would never be able to use one solid color. I'd have to use two or three colors just so I could see it, right? No, it's not as easy as you would think because when you get back around, because you're doing it in circles. Okay, this is one row, and then this next one is another row. Then you drop, and each drop is another row. Okay, so um, it's like 3 1 3 1 3 1 goes all the way around, and it's usually about 9 beads around. But because this is such a big one, I had a lot more beads around this one. I had about 12 or 15 around, but it was 3 and 1 3 and 1, and I like to use either a larger bead or a different color bead to separate it because of the fact that first one it's hard to count, but if you count these beads, you'll know how many around you got to go. Then you go down one, and that's 3 1 3 4 1 4 5 1 5 6 1 6 7 1 7 8 1 8, so on down. Okay, because it's like say this is 10 here, then I'd add a bead and 10 more and come back up to this bead, go through 10 1 10, back up through, and that's how you work it. It works in rows. And it's not as easy to lose that pattern as you would think. It looks like it, and it's a lot like crocheting. If you can crochet in one color, you can bead in one color. Okay, Julie, have a good night. Thank you, Carol. I appreciate you coming. You go get you some rest, honey. Oh, and thank you for the crochet patterns, by the way. I did get them. I did get them. I have them stored. I did get them. I got to get me some thread now to go with them. But I did. So, anyway, Is there anything else? Yes, Susan, I believe you can do it. I really believe you can do it. It's not a hard pattern. Like I said, it's going to be a week or so probably before I get started on finishing this one and then working on the next one. Because, like I said, I'm working on floors in my house, and after I get the floors down, I'm going to paint. And then, y'all probably already know my husband has lung cancer, so I'm trying to get his room set up. Um, and get everything done before he gets down too bad because the chemo didn't work. So they're going to have to start a different therapy on him because chemo did not work. So um, he starts on a new therapy Wednesday. So I'm going to try to have his room all finished with his hospital bed and all set up. Um, and like I said, if you're a person that don't do Christmas, it's not a Christmas ornament. It's a Victorian Christmas, a Victorian ornament. And you can, once you learn this pattern, you can move on, and I've seen them really elaborately done. You can find one that say you do the do a balloon part, and then you can make a little basket hanging from it, and just take and use a very small ball for the balloon part. Um, so this is where I'm working with this one. I haven't finished it. No, I should have by now because it's been a while since I've worked on it. Um, but like I said, getting my husband situated around here for a while. We've been going 3 and 4 days a week to doctors with 2, 3, and 4, and seriously appointments at every appointment. Every time we went to the hospital, we had to run to 3 or 4 different doctors in the same area. Thank the Lord for that. Um, to get this test run or that test run. Like one morning, he had his eyes checked. He went and had a CAT scan done. He had 2 heart tests done all in the same morning in the same building. So it was different floors, but we have been running. I feel like my feet have not touched the ground, or my hind end hadn't hit this chair to enjoy. Yeah, I'm so sorry to hear that, Susan. I'm telling you, it takes a lot of strength to get through. Um, it really does. Uh, the hard part, I think, was my mother passed away one day, and the next day, the doctor told me my husband had lung cancer. So that was the hardest part, but I'm doing okay with it. I'm believing God for getting us through, and like I told him, either you'll be healed here or healed there, one way or the other. I just hate to see him suffer, being sick and everything. It's really tough to watch somebody you love go through being sick. So this is what I do. I do this for relaxation. People tell me, "Oh no, I could never relax doing that." But when you get to concentrating on counting these beads and doing this right, because you don't want to do this one 10 1 10 and this one 12 1 12, because you're going to have this one up here and this one down here, right? So you're going to have to concentrate, and when you get back to where because you've got to go through each one of these beads, right? This one's going to come through, and this one's got to come through. You got to drop one, you got to come back up and go back through, and drop one, come back up, go back through. You can't, you will see when you come to the next round. That is not a problem. And yes, Susan, I believe that you can do it. I really do. And like I said, I learned to do this 4 or 5 years ago, maybe more. Absolutely. You have to. Absolutely, Susan. You have to put your mind on something else. Um, Otherwise, this will definitely just drive you crazy. And Lord knows I don't need to be any crazier than what I am. Thank you, Janet. Thank you. Um, I don't know who this one's going to yet. I may do a drawing and give it away. Anybody willing to win it when I'm done? Probably not, right? Anyway, maybe do a drawing around Christmas time. I'll have to do it way before Christmas Day because from the way the mail already runs, I'd have to send it and pray that it gets there. So, anyway, I love the way it sparkles when you and y'all can't really see it because of the light and everything, but um, oh yeah, you could put those fairy lights in there. You could, but I can't show it to you right now because it's packed up. But I will. I've got this one. See where the mirror is here? I've got one that doesn't have a mirror, a solid base. Then I've got this light that changes colors and turns, that turns them, and they turn around, and it's electric, and it just turns, and it just turns like this, so that you can see it sparkle, and it turns really slow. And this right here just sits still, but the base of it turns. So let me turn it back around here because I'm getting my wet thread all wadded up again. I just got it out and I'm getting it out. So, yes, ma'am, it is very pretty shining through the crystals. That's why I chose crystals on this one. I don't know if y'all can see the sparkle on it, but yeah. Anyway, that's what I was thinking about doing, and when I finish it up, I may just do a drawing and see if anybody wants to, and everybody will know when I'm going to finish it because I will post it. I'll post it in Facebook, and I'll put in the title, "Finishing Up When Angels Sing," the ball when angels sing. So, and then do a drawing and see if anybody wants to win it. Yes, ma'am. It will look pretty with it shining through. But like I said, I don't know if y'all can see the crystals and if they sparkle to y'all, but they really do sparkle. They really do. And this mirror is old and it's dusty right now, so uh, maybe next weekend I might go ahead and finish it up. Maybe I'll unpack my other one and everything and finish this one up, and then I'll now do a special drawing for it. And like I said, the name of this one is "When Angels Sing." Yes, ma'am. Well, it's not really a Christmas ornament; it's a Victorian ornament. And back in Victorian times, they left these out as decoration. It's kind of like having a Fabergé egg. Okay, it's not an Easter egg. It's a Fabergé egg, and you leave it out to look at. So that's what it is. It may be a Christmas ornament that you're using, but it's a Victorian ornament cover. Oh yes, ma'am. They definitely are. They definitely are. I believe in angels too. So, but that's how far I've gotten with it. I'm almost done. I've got 9 more of these angels to hang to it. Some of them are solid. I've got a couple of them that are filigree. Come back here, Angel. I got a couple of them that are filigree angels. Some of them are solid, and some of them are like this one that have the decoration to them. But they're all different, and I think there'll be all different angels singing around this little ball. So if you win it and you hear somebody singing wherever you left it, you'll know who it is, right? I better hush. I may not want it. Think it's haunted. But anyway, that's where I'm at with it. That's my ornament, and that's what I'm thinking about doing. Is taking these crystals here. These are my mom's crystals, and taking them apart and seeing, because I have to have a certain amount of them. Um, and I think I'll have enough of this size of them to put them into an ornament cover. Of course, they need cleaning. Like I said, my mom didn't clean them. She wore them and put them in her jewelry box. So my mom didn't clean them, but I thought about, I think they're really pretty. They sparkle, they shine, and I think they'll be really pretty in an ornament cover. And I thought, I've got my niece Christy, my niece Mary, and my daughter Crystal that may want, you know, an ornament cover made with my mom's crystals. So instead of letting them lay there and collect dust in a jewelry box, I thought about putting them into ornament covers. So there we are. Anything else? I didn't come on to, but this is the angel I'm working on. I got to put her halo on. I just got her glued, and her glue's not quite dry yet. I've got to put her halo on. On her back, she's white. On the front, she's got flowers. I got to put her halo on in a hanger, and then she'll be ready to hang up too. So there's my angel that I'm working on. Um, I'm probably going to take my needle and beads, and I'm probably going to make her a beaded halo. Whoops, sorry, a beaded halo to put on her, and a beaded ornament hanger. Yeah, I think so. I think beautiful things are made to be seen, and putting them in a jewelry box, I just don't. My mom wore them. My mom, she wore them, but since she's not here to wear them anymore, I just don't want to leave them in a jewelry box where nobody can see them anymore. So I'm sorry. Enough of that, right? So anyway, um, thank y'all for being here. I'm going to go ahead and go. I just wanted to come on and get my mind off a few things. And I love y'all for being here. I thank y'all so much for being here. And thank y'all. Good night.